Hi, Schlockmeister fans. By request from Marty, we're going to watch something from the 80s called Stewardess School. This is the VHS tape. I've put it onto a DVD-R, though. Let's check it out. That's Philo.
Roger, traffic control.
Hey, Philo. Having a party tonight.
You have a party every night, George.
Buddy George.
It's different. Tonight's when people are actually going to show up.
Donnie Most from Happy
Really?
Days.
Why is that? Why's that? Well, I'll tell you why. I sort of promised everyone that you'd be there. George!
Our film features slapstick. And it doesn't end well. He can't see very well without his glasses or contacts. That's not good. But it was just a test, a flight simulator.
Congratulations. You assholes just wiped out half of Los Angeles.
More slapstick from Georgie
All I ever
and
wanted
Philo.
to do was fly. Philo?
He's fine.
What happened here? If I ever see you again, George, it's gonna be too soon. No, you're gonna love this. You ready? Stewardess School. You're totally certifiable, George.
We then see a bunch of misfits and their backstories as how they joined Stewardess School. This is Sandal Bergman from Conan the Barbarian. She plays Wanda, a female wrestler. And here's Mary Carteret. She plays Kelly. She seems to be a jinx.
Hi, can I help you with that?
Why, don't you think I can do it myself?
Hey, no problem.
Here's Judy Landers. She plays Sugar.
Here we are.
Jesus, Harry, stewardess school? Is that the best you could do for me?
Hey, Sugar. I'm your probation officer, not an employment agent. Listen, Sugar, this is a...
Their introduction.
Your instructors are firm but fair. If you get a little behind in your work, they won't be hard on you.
Their first morning.
Good morning, my little chickens. Welcome to Stewardess School.
Wait a moment.
Do you want me to take my clothes off?
Well, I don't think that...
Apparently they all need to have a physical.
Gosh, hope we don't have cold hands.
Donnie Most walked into the girls' locker room. He thought it was co-ed. Lady wrestler.
And stay out.
Julie Montgomery
Kind of terrific.
from Revenge of the Nerds.
But, you know, sometimes when people are getting to know me, for some strange reason, they want to choke me.
The captain does have the no smoking light on.
A practice run.
Well, I'll just run back and turn that little light off.
They have a night off, so they attend this preppy party.
The meaning of that Neanderthal invasion. That's Cindy Adams, her father's chairman of the board of the stock exchange.
Corin Bohr.
Excuse me, Muffin. I'll be right back. What? Miss Adams? I'm Dudley Farnsworth.
Buzz off, needle dick.
They turn that party into a rowdy affair. She strips. Sandel Bergman, our female wrestler, found some people who didn't want to get off the plane. She does what she does best. But they all make it through training and graduate.
When you go out there, you are representing Wiedemeyer Academy. So whatever you do it with dignity.
Wendy Jo Sperber. They all get hired from the small airlines.
So you can see why this next flight is so important for me. Every nickel I have is tied up in this plane. And every nickel I don't have.
So their first real flight occurs. And I see George Jefferson. He's blind.
Your hands up, big fool!
Fasten your seatbelt. What, are you blind?
Unbeknownst to them, there is a terrorist on board with a bomb. There's a panic on the plane and this guy's freaking out. But Sugar has a plan. A rather unique one. But awesome. Our terrorist has slipped the bomb under George Jefferson's seat. That guy that Sugar serviced, feeling pretty good now. They're being tested, of course.
Blowjob is 2 words.
Our terrorist pulls out a gun and gets into the cockpit, and then he has some ether. Which knocks out the crew. Then with his bomb set to blow, he jumps, presumably with a parachute. Well, Philo and George have some flight experience, so they come to the cockpit, but Philo doesn't have his contacts or glasses at this point, so he's blind as a bat.
Did a quick head count and the guy in 30C is missing.
I think it's time for Plan B.
George tried to dismantle the bomb. He snipped a wire that thought they had it, but he was wrong. Now we've got a hole. Now it's plugged. Sherman Hemsley's character gets to the front as well.
Wait a minute. He can't see either.
No!
I'm taking over.
Apparently Philo has something called binocular eyes. It's astigmatism. But now he's okay. They get home safely, but are brought up on charges. Mystery witness? Mystery witness is the FAA inspector, and it's the guy that Sugar serviced.
Frankly, it was the best flight I ever had.
Case dismissed.
That's our film. All right, let's talk about Stewardess School. It's a movie that I used to see in video stores back in the day. It was always in the comedy sections. I'd never actually seen it or rented it or anything like that. It was just always there. Just never got around to getting it. This was the videotape that I would see in the stores, put out by RCA Columbia Pictures, right? So anyway, I ended up finally seeing this movie. I can't remember if I rented it or if I just taped it off of cable. probably around 1994 or something like 93, something like that. I finally got around to getting it. I remember watching it at the time. I didn't think a whole heck of a lot of it, but maybe I was expecting more. I don't know. But it's basically your typical 80s comedy. It came out in 1986. It's, I don't want to say it was a teen sex comedy, but it kind of is. It stars Donnie Most, of all people, from Happy Days. He and his buddy Philo is his name. They were trying to be pilots, but they flunked out of that school. So they decided to become stewardesses instead. So apparently they go to a stewardess school, which I don't think really exists, but nonetheless, that's where they go. And there's a lot of other misfits who end up going there as well. It's just all fun and games. It's kind of like Police Academy, except this time it's a stewardess academy, or flight attendant academy, I guess you could say. There's boys and girls, and of course the guys are just basically interested in having sex with as many women as they can. One of those women is Corinne Bohrer. You may remember her from Joysticks and Dead Solid Perfect. Also, Judy Landers, the busty Judy Landers, is in this. She plays an ex-stripper / prostitute who is going there just to kind of have a job, so she's basically stays out of jail kind of thing. So anyway, they all end up graduating, and they get this they all get jobs in this airlines. What's it called? Spagnoli Airlines or something like that. I can't remember what Stramboni Airlines, I think it was. And while they're on this flight, a terrorist comes on board with a bomb, and there's also a guy on board who was from the FAA or something. He's he's undercover, just watching what happens. And Sherman Hemsley, George Jefferson, shows up as well. There's a bunch of blind people, including Sherman Hemsley, on the plane. Well, the terrorist gets to the front of the plane. He plants the bomb, then he goes to the front of the plane, and he puts ether in the air and knocks everybody out. Then he jumps out of the plane, presumably with a parachute. So nonetheless, there's no pilots on board. Well, Donnie Most and his pal Philo were in flight school at one point, so they kind of get into the cockpit, and they eventually get the plane down. They manage to defuse the bomb as well. Actually, they don't defuse the bomb. The bomb blows up, blows a hole in the side of the plane, but the plane still lands, and everybody's fine. Well, there was a guy freaking out on the plane at one point, and Judy Landers ended up giving him a blowjob. That was his basic way to calm him down. Turns out that was the undercover FAA guy. So when he's called to testify, he says it's the best flight I ever had, and that's kind of how our movie ends. So anyway, the movie was a little better than the last time I saw it, at least better than I remembered it. There's not a lot of nudity in it, but there is a little bit, a couple of shower scenes here. Wendy Jo Sperber is also in this movie, and I think I named everybody pretty much who's in this. Julie Montgomery is in this. You may remember her from Revenge of the Nerds. She was the love interest, Betty Childs, in that movie. A very lovely lady, too. I think that's everybody else. But yeah, so anyway, check it out. It's called Stewardess School. This is not available on DVD. This is obviously a DVD-R, which I burned myself and made some box art for. This is the videotape, and I will leave a link down below to Amazon if you want to try to buy this film. You can usually track this down for about $15 or so. It's readily available on eBay and Amazon. So anyway, check it out. Let me know what you think about it. It's called Stewardess School. Watch it. Bye. Thanks to Marty for the recommendation.